Hi, I'm Emma Henning. Welcome to 10 Minutes Today. Here we have Karl Marx, founder of, well, we'll find out later. What is he writing? So Karl Marx, or
yep.
Is it okay if I call you Karl?
That works for me.
Oh. Well, I've heard over the last 4 or 5 years that you have a diary or a notebook, or what would you describe it as?
I would describe it mostly as a collection of writings that me and my partner, Frederick Engel, came up with.
Oh, Frederick. What is in this diary collection?
It's something called the Communist Manifesto, where basically we put together a 23-page pamphlet to start looking into a more radical form of socialism called Marxism.
Marxism. Well, you said you had a partner. Why is it named after you?
Something only I will know. History, it's mostly unknown.
True. Very perceptive, Karl. We've been talking. The thing I'm most concerned about is this Communist Manifesto you've been talking about. Yes.
What would you like to know about it?
Well, what exactly are the contents of it?
Well, basically in here, Engel and I discussed certain topics on a more radical approach to socialism. Socialism more focuses on what the government can do to improve the condition for the people, versus in Marxism, when there is more of a focus on what will happen with people in their current social situation.
So what you're saying is you want to focus on the people in the current social situation?
Exactly.
Versus, what was the other one?
Socialism, where the government more steps in and intervenes in the social situation.
So you like people, not the government?
No, it's more that I believe the citizens are going to make a more radical change as it is.
Oh.
When we look at the social situation, we see the bourgeoisie and the poor population who ends up doing all of the work. In our beliefs, we think that the poor population are going to rise up against the bourgeoisie and eventually take over. They have nothing to lose.
Does this affect the rich at all? The rich people, the people that are rich?
Yes, they would be taken over.
How do you feel that the rich would feel about this?
Well, I would assume that they would be a little bit upset about being taken over, but this isn't what I care about, it's just what would happen.
So you say that this will affect the people, the rich and the poor, and it will equalize them? Is that what you're saying?
Not necessarily equalize, but just that the rich will be taken over by the poor and they will have more control in society.
Why do you want the poor to have control?
It's not what I want, it's just the inevitable. I mean, the poor, what do they have to lose except their chains?
True. But why do you think that the rich would be so easily taken over? They have the military weapons, they have influence in the government already standing. Why would you think that the poor could be able to take over so easily?
Because as long as the poor band together, they are greater in population than the rich, and the rich have that disadvantage.
We're here right now with Frederick Engel. Is it okay if I call you Fred? Okay. So I've heard over my last interviews years back that Karl Marx and you collaborated on some of your works, such as Karl Marx's Communism Manifesto.
Yes.
Why? Can you elaborate on your correlation with him?
Yes. While he was alive, we published the first volume of the book, and then after he died, I edited and published the second and third volumes of the book.
Oh, okay. Would you say that your contributions financially helped him in any way?
Oh yes, I definitely helped him financially to research for his books.
So So, more financial aid, doesn't that kind of contradict the whole equality that Marxism presents?
Well, not necessarily, because I had more money than he did, so I decided to help him out.
Oh.
Everyone has the option.
Would you say that this helping out is really the main idea of the Marxism values or the communist values?
No, it really isn't. It wasn't very good structure on our part, but he is a very good friend of mine.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, thank you.
This is Henry de Saint-Simon.
We're here today with Henry. Is that correct?
Henri de Saint-Simon.
Oh, perfect. I wanted to ask you a few questions about socialism. That is what you invented, correct?
Correct. I wanted a form of government that would offset the ill mindset of industrialization.
Do you think industrialization is a bad thing?
Yes, I think industrialization has many negative effects.
Like, what exactly? Why would industrialization, things that have brought money and prosperity to almost all countries throughout the world, why would that be a bad thing? Why would you want to offset everything that industrialization has caused?
Well, with industrialization, the form of government that it brings, workers are not at liberty with themselves. They are in shackles with their employers, and often a lot of danger involved. So I wanted a form of government that would control key industries, such as mines and factories and railroads.
So what you're aiming for is more protection of workers?
Exactly.
More protection of workers. Does this, you think, benefit the overall economy? Or what do you plan on doing with the economy in your type of government, socialism?
I believe that socialism should encompass a government where everything is run by the government, but it's free liberty for all.
So it's not a free market?
No.
So, Henry, how did you exactly come up with the idea of socialism?
Well, a group of colleagues and I sat together at a table and kind of laid out the guidelines that we wanted for this new form of government that we like to call socialism. And we were called the Saint Simonians, and together we created socialism for a better form of government for all people.
For all people.
Yes.
Even better for the rich?
Yes. Better for all.
Obviously, socialism is a very complex social and economic structure. So, to help clarify some of the pros, maybe some of the benefits, or maybe some of the bad things about socialism, I'm handing it over to my fellow colleague, Annika.
The pros of socialism are that each and every citizen has an equal opportunity for an education and healthcare. Socialism also distributes the wealth and rights equally. However, the government has full control and they demand higher taxes.